Hello. Today we will be talking about Easter and its deeper meaning. As Catholics, we celebrate Jesus' resurrection during Easter. Before Easter Sunday was Holy Week. It includes Palm Sunday, Holy Thursday, and Good Friday. Before Jesus died on Good Friday, he promised that he would rise again. On Easter Sunday, women, one of them was Mary Magdalene, came to visit Jesus' tomb. When they arrived, the boulder securing the tomb was rolled to the side and the tomb was empty. The history behind modern-day traditions. The Easter egg hunt. The egg symbolizes new life and Jesus' resurrection. We have Easter egg hunts to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus and our salvation. Dyeing Easter eggs. The eggs are dyed during Easter because Jesus died for our sins and the dye represents his blood. The hollow chocolate bunnies represent Jesus' tomb on Easter Day. It was empty inside.
Easter in the Catholic calendar. Easter is celebrated for 50 days, beginning at the sunset of the eve of Easter and ends on Pentecost. In these 50 days, we are asked to attend Mass on Sundays and to continue the faith formation of the new Christians in our church. These 50 days allow us time to rejoice and experience what it means when we say Christ is risen. It's the season when we remember our baptisms and how through this sacrament we are incorporated into Christ's mighty acts of salvation. The symbols. Palm Sunday is the week before Easter Sunday. Parishioners are provided with palm fronds that are used to ceremonially recreate Jesus' arrival in Jerusalem prior to the crucifixion. These palms symbolize victory and peace. And the Paschal Candle. The Paschal Candle is lit from a new fire during the Easter Vigil. It takes place at church the evening before Easter Sunday. The candles then used to light smaller candles held by the members of the congregation to represent spreading the light of Jesus to those in attendance and beyond.
That was our mission moment for this week. Good morning, Knights, and welcome to NDTV. Today is April 30th, 2021, and I'm Anthony Ezike, your anchor, here to bring you your morning news show. Sally, can you tell them what we have in store for today?
Thank you, Anthony. I'm your anchor, Sally Pinkert, and upcoming stories include checking in with a few students on how hybrid learning is going, students' opinions about a recent trial, and a PSA for teens and their mental health. Stay tuned, Knights. We are just getting started.
Alrighty, Knights, whether you're online or on campus, let's check in with our hybrid Knights to see how they like in-person learning.
Hi Knights, I'm Katie Ogolnik, and now that hybrid learning has been in session for a few weeks, let's find out how some of our Knights enjoy being back on campus.
Being at school has been great, being able to hang out with my boys. I don't really like waking up early, but I got to get through it.
I'm Devin, and I like being back at school because I miss the captain.
So, for coming back in school, I gotta say, spend time with friends and just hang out with friends. It's a lot of fun.
My name is Evan Thorpe, and I like being in school because I get to see my friends.
My name is Tyler DeVito, and I also like being in school because I get to see my friends.
I've really just enjoyed seeing my friends again and actually being face-to-face with my teachers. I think it's better learning. And just being around everyone is super awesome.
Hi, I'm Annabella, and I like being back on campus because I get to spend the last few months of senior year with my friends.
Okay, I'm Julian Heiser, and the thing I like about being in person in school is that you just get to see people again and kind of have that interaction that you kind of missed for a year. So, yeah.
Hi, my name is Jaden Wells, and I like being in in-person school because there's a lot of interaction.
Hi, my name is Evan Schaefer, and I like in-person school because I get to meet my teachers.
I really like hybrid school. It's very fun. interacting with our friends again in person.
I like hybrid school because I feel like it's a good change in my week, and I get some time online, some time at school to hang out with friends.
It is so much better in person. Super good. The teachers are so much better.
Wow, Knights, it's great to hear that hybrid learning has been such a hit. I know, at least for me, it's great to just go to school just to see some of my friends and feel like life is a little bit more back to normal. This has been Louisa Binder and Katie Ogolnik signing out for NDTV.
Wow, Knights, it's so great to hear that so many of you enjoy being at school. We can't wait until we're all on campus once again. With the Black Lives Matter movement this past summer and the current results of the trial regarding George Floyd's death, we wanted to see how our Knights felt about the situation.
In just 25 days' time, it will mark the anniversary of the passing of George Floyd, an unfortunate death of another black man here in America. This event skyrocketed the Black Lives Matter movement and changed the summer of 2020 for everyone around the nation. This past Tuesday, April 20th, the officer responsible for Mr. Floyd's death, Derek Chauvin, was convicted of murder. With the high emotional impact this has on the nation, we wanted to check in with some of our Knights on not only their thoughts on the trial, but the idea of police reform.
My initial reaction to hearing about the Derek Chauvin conviction was definitely one of relief. I think that the entire process went on far too long, and finally hearing that he had been charged on all 3 counts was some good news. But I think something that's really important to keep in mind is the difference between justice and accountability. Murderers should be held accountable for their actions. There's no debate to be had on that. And in a just world, George Floyd and every other victim of police brutality would still be here today, and that's not the case. There's no denying that racism has permeated our criminal justice system for decades now, and I think that the first step to fixing it really is education at every level and really having these conversations instead of just ignoring what's going on around us.
My initial reactions to hearing the results of the trial were relief and gratitude. It did come to my attention later on that, it took a little less than a year to get those results. And I think that says quite a bit about the state of our justice system.
Initially, when I heard the verdict of Derek Chauvin in the case of the murder of George Floyd, I was excited, I was happy, and I was even moved to tears. But then I realized that this is nothing that I should be excited for. It was such a clear murder case. I witnessed it, you witnessed it, the entire world witnessed it. And the fact that I was worried that this man was going to be able to walk free in the first place simply shows you how many times the justice system has failed Black and brown people. And all I really have to say is it's about time.
So my initial reaction upon hearing the verdict of the trial was that I was really excited at first, but that excitement only lasted for like 20 minutes because after that I realized that this is the bare minimum and it shouldn't have even been a question. And the way I see it is this trial's verdict was only a means of keeping people down and avoiding any type of violent protesting that would have come if they hadn't convicted him of murder.
Currently, and funneling that into social opportunities and education in high crime neighborhoods so that we can focus on preventing crime rather than responding to it. I feel like a lot of what we have now is, police officers who have a power trip mindset, who think they're judge, jury, and executioner, who will go respond to crime and don't actually do anything about stopping it. They just end up, making the situation worse. So I think we need to change the amount of spending we put in and also re-educate our police officers. That being said, I don't have any sort of final words. I just think this is a great example of the fact that in America, especially, we have a lot of power as the people to influence change, and it's time we start doing that.
Police reform to me looks like putting more funding towards training and moving funds away from militarization.
Police reform to me kind of looks like the bare minimum. One, I think it's important that we teach officers not to shoot to kill. There has been so many people who have been murdered and so many murders committed by officers because they abuse their power, and they don't fear the repercussions because usually they're protected. And that brings me to my second point, which is protecting the victims more than protecting the officers. I think that, there has been so many cases where people have gone off free and had maybe a paid leave or even asked to leave their job and not face any sentence. And lastly, I think it's important that we try to teach these officers to learn how to work in a culturally diverse environment. We do live in America, and America is a place that has so many different people with so many different backgrounds, ethnicities, and nationalities. And it is kind of a necessity to work in a culturally diverse environment. So I don't understand why that is a challenge right now. But I really feel like if we do that and try to unteach racism, a lot of the problems that we are facing right now can be solved, and these are really easy fixes and it can be done. So, yeah.
Though we do acknowledge that this discussion is important, we also acknowledge that it's a heavier topic for NDTV and even heavier for me to talk about, which is why I challenge you not to think of this as a political discrepancy or even a racial one, but rather as a crime that has been long overdue and is finally being met with some justice. Justice that will give George Floyd's family and so many other families around the nation some closure. Our school prides itself on educating the minds of the students, but more importantly, their hearts as well. This has been Anthony Ezike, signing out for NDTV and wishing all of my Knights a safe weekend. Thanks again to all the Knights who sat down with us and gave us your insight. As we go into the last few weeks of school, we wanted to remind the students how important their mental health is as we approach finals. Let's check it out.
I definitely, when I realized that my mental health is starting to decline, I acknowledge the feeling. I let myself feel it for a little while instead of just putting it away and not acknowledging it. And then I do something that I like, whether it's working out or watching my favorite show or talking to my friends and just getting things off of my mind when I feel like I'm ready to talk about it and move on.
So it's definitely a lot harder to stay connected to people that I don't see every day, but my favorite way to connect with friends and family is to just send us a simple text to see how they are and what they're up to, because I feel like it's an easy way to stay connected without seeing someone face to face.
Thank you to the Bring Change to Mind Club for bringing awareness to such an important topic. Remember to make taking care of yourself a priority. As we close, this is a reminder to vote for ASB and class elections. Well, that's our show for today, Knights. I'm Sally Pinker.
And I'm Anthony Ezike. Have an extraordinary weekend, Knights.
Crack it.